Talk Nation, salute. That's probably gonna play through the track, but we go get it in. What's going on, Talk Nation, man? Welcome back, everybody. Danny Garcia could not get it done. Errol Spence put on a phenomenal performance, showed everybody not only he's back, but he did not lose a step. Whatever keys that Danny Garcia had to implement to win this fight or to win that fight, he failed to do. We all knew that getting past Errol Spence's jab was going to be tough, but it had to be done in order to win the fight. Also, he had to get in there and basically beat Errol Spence up. You're going into Dallas, Texas, his hometown, to take his titles, so you have to take it to him. It can't be a complacent fight. It can't be a spotty fight. And that's what it was for Danny Garcia. He had a little late rally in the 12th round, but throughout the fight, Errol Spence basically put it on him. You know what I mean? His jab was phenomenal, which I said, you know what I mean? Errol Spence, that's one of his weapons that was going to be a key point in that fight. He utilized his jab beautifully. Not only keeping Danny Garcia at bay, but also stopping whatever Danny Garcia tried to implement in the fight, and busted him up along the way just by using his jab. Danny Garcia's eyes were swollen due to all the jabs that he took and sustained in the fight. And like I said, Errol Spence, man, he held his hands beautifully. His hand placement was beautiful. He was blocking and parrying most of the shots that Danny Garcia was trying to get off in the fight. Danny Garcia, in my opinion, he has to become more of a volume puncher. He's beginning to get like Adrian Broner. You know what I mean? It looked like he was gun shy in this fight. You know that you have to go in there and pretty much take it to Errol Spence. You had to, but he failed to get that done. His father, AKA trainer, Crazy Angel Garcia, he also said, he wasn't busy enough. You know what I mean? So I'm glad they kept it real. But you can tell in the post-fight interview that Danny Garcia, he was a little bit salty. Because not only he didn't perform like he should have performed, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean, he got bested. And he made a comment that even if he made a comment like something about like basically there in his hometown, he wouldn't have got the nod anyway. That's not true, because if you'd have went in there and you would have did what you're supposed to do and you would have beat the hell out of Errol Spence, you know what I mean, and made it a decisive victory, you would have got the nod. You know what I'm saying? You have respect. You basically selling yourself short by making a statement like that. And you pretty much were correct, because you didn't show up. This is Danny Garcia. You didn't show up. Your skills were not on display. You were very gun shy. And his timing, he tried to basically wait the whole fight to try to time Errol Spence for a shot. And that wasn't happening. Errol Spence didn't let that happen. Like I said, the jab put a halt to all that. He kept on throwing that jab out there beautifully. Danny Garcia could not get past it. His face shows the result of that. Errol Spence was pretty much clean. He had a little bit of, I think his lip was puffy a little bit, but really no sustained damage. So he relatively walked out of the fight pretty clean. And it's disappointment, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to give all the props in the world to Errol Spence Jr. He put on a phenomenal performance. And he pretty much showed that as far as the welterweight division, you know what I'm saying, he's probably still the top welterweight. Now you hear talks of, Manny Pacquiao sending salutations in regards to Errol Spence on his victory. A lot of people are saying, okay, well, is that the next fight? Now, it was stated and slated that Terrence Crawford was going to face Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao was in the building to possibly look at and possibly face the winner of this fight, Danny Garcia or Errol Spence. Being as though Errol Spence came out on top, it is possible that Manny Pacquiao could be facing Errol Spence next. Errol Spence is a huge draw. Maybe a bit more popular draw than Terrence Crawford, although Terrence Crawford is a big draw. So it's either going to be Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, or possibly Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And Manny Pacquiao could possibly fight Mikey Garcia. So Who knows how things are going to shape up? But those fights right there are going to be interesting going forward. And particularly, I preferably would like to see Bud and Spence get that out the way. And after that, then it could be Manny Pacquiao and whoever wins that fight. So I think that Manny Pacquiao should face Mikey Garcia. Boom. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford should face each other. Get that out the way so to figure out who's not only the best fighter in the world, but also of the division. Boom. And whoever wins those two fights, it should wind up being Manny or Spence or Manny and Terrence Crawford. Then after that, you'll have the solidified king of the welterweight division. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else will be, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing else to talk about. Who's the best? Who's this? No, it's really no more pecking order after that. Whoever wins between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and then goes on to face Manny Pacquiao. And just hypothetically speaking, if they happen to defeat Manny Pacquiao, or don't get it twisted, Manny Pacquiao happens to defeat and upset the young lion stepping up, then you're going to have the pound-for-pound king of the division. You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. And if that happens to be Manny Pacquiao, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? It will be no better time for him to bow out than after that. After he takes, if he possibly beats Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, if they face each other, that's probably going to be the last hurrah for Manny Pacquiao. If he takes one more fight, who knows? But if he retires, I think he should retire if he faces one of those young champions. And if he wins that fight, I think he should retire, go out on top. I think at that point, that will pretty much put him over Floyd. Floyd's 50-0 record really doesn't mean anything to me. A perfect record, is nice. But, I mean, a boxing career, that's really how you solidify as being, as they say, TBE, or the greatest of all times. So if Manny Pacquiao is able to go in there and knock Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence out, you know what I'm saying, by KO, TKO, or by getting the victory, what have you, then Manny Pacquiao is going to be the greatest of all times, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be the greatest of all time. So it was a good fight, man. Danny Garcia should be back, but as far as him getting another title shot anytime soon, that's not going to. I don't think that's not going to happen. He's probably going to have to box his way back into a shot, so he may not probably see a shot for another couple of years. And at that point, he'll be, I believe, 34 years of age. Who knows, probably 35, depending upon how long it will take for him to get back in that position. But, I mean, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, you got Jaron Ennis out there in the welterweight division looking to take on basically the best in the division. So it could possibly, at some point, if Jaron Ennis doesn't get a title shot after his next fight, it could possibly be a Jaron Ennis and Danny Garcia, man. You know what I'm saying? The battle of Philly. And that fight, I got Jaron Ennis, man. He's Danny Garcia. I mean, it's nice, like you said, great champion, all that kind of stuff. But Jaron Ennis, man, he's the future. He's the future of the welterweight division. And I believe if him and Danny Garcia step into the ring and they face each other, Philly, being from Philly aside, Jaron Ennis is going to come out the victor in that fight. And like I said, that's going to set him up for one of the top tier fights in the welterweight division. And depending upon who Jaron Ennis faces, whether it be Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, whomever, I believe that he will beat him. And like I said, that'll put him in title contention to possibly face the top 2, top 3 in the division, whoever that may be. But Jaron Ennis is definitely coming, fight fans. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Errol Spence Jr. Hell of a victory, hell of a comeback. Hell of a statement, you know what I mean? More importantly, I'm glad that he made it out healthy, you know what I'm saying? Strong, proved everybody wrong that he could, you know what I'm saying? Come back and rise to the occasion despite being through so much adversity as far as the accident, you know what I mean? Because that was very monumental, man. Stuff like that sometimes breaks people. So the fact that he was able to step back up and basically remain his take his spot back, that means everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So fight fans, man, catch you guys on the next one, man. Be safe. Stay blessed, be motivated, protect yourself at all times, guard up, mask up. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.